Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today, one way or the other, we embark on our last session of the two-handed enhancement shaman party sync mop immersive experience that we were embarking on this whole time. What an insane experience this has been. So let's recap what we've learned today, because I want this last video to act as a good place to stop if you didn't watch the entirety of it. So we learned a lot about first of all, two-handed enhancement shaman is actually very interesting. Something I've talked about a lot. A lot of people maybe don't understand why you would ever do it. It's just for fun. You're not going to do it at max level. You're not going to do it in any serious content. But it's a flavorful, funny idea that obviously is driven by nostalgia and also just the challenge-seeking self in me. You know what I mean? I like playing classes in weird ways. I actually was thinking about doing a two-handed frost. DK spec like this too, and now two-handed frost is actually a viable option. So a lot of people were hoping for two-handed enhancement shaman to make a return. The problem is there's no actual two-handed axes or weapons that have agi on them in general. So you'd be using a staff. I think it would look absurd. I don't think it would be good for anybody, but you never know. Maybe someday they'll bring it back properly. Literally all they have to do is make it so you could use Storm Strike and Lava Lash, but it would still probably always be worse because there's a lot of abilities that you want two different things going on with the offhand and the main hand, you know what I mean? Especially now with the weapon enchants being back. So we tested a lot about Shaman itself. There's a lot of interesting things with Shaman. We saw a lot of bugs with Shaman, like the fact that Feral Spirits rank 2 comes at level like 28, and Feral Spirits actually itself comes at like 34. I think it bugged the entire ability out because it doesn't work the way it says it's going to work. We tested a lot of the changes that actually happened to Enhancement Shaman specifically this week. We saw the Tauren customization, which you can see on the screen right now. Absolutely breathtaking. If you haven't noticed, there's this awesome totem around my neck. I have all this. It's just a bunch of free transmog you basically get nowadays. So this is a gorgeous look, and I can't wait to see what it looks like with the actual Tauren heritage armor. And most importantly, we tested mop Chromie time, which was not available up until this build. So this is actually the first time we were able to even enter mop for some reason. If you walk through that portal, as you saw in the last leveling session I tried, if you walk through that portal, it literally just, that was it. The character was gone. Now I can access the character again, but at the point, that's how it was. And I have to say, the absolutely exhaustive amount of world content that there is at mop that scales right now is insane. So what's the future hold for this? We look at maybe potentially seeing the same thing happen in other expansions. Like I've been talking about maybe Legion or even Wrath or other expansions that have a fair amount of max level content in the same zones that the leveling happens in. Maybe there's potential for that too, where it's very interesting, where you're not feeling like you're doing the same, 3 or 4 zones every time you choose mop. You can go do August Celestial dailies, you can do some dailies, you can do some scenarios, you can do Isle of Thunder, all these other things that normally would not be something you could level through, but you can now. And all of this is already doable with party sync. Let's put it that way. Everything I did today is doable with party sync, but you would need a very specific party sync character to help you with it. You would need to stay in the group for the whole time, because if you drop the group, then you lose the sync and you have to start all over. So this is just huge quality of life increase, and I have to say I love it. I love the fact that it's happened the way it has. And I hope it gets even better. Now, the possibility that they don't allow you to do dailies and other max level content while leveling with this Chromie time situation is very real. But I think if you look at what party sync is allowing you to do right now, in fact, somebody said it brilliantly. I even commented on it in the last video while I was reading a thread about party sync. It's basically saying like, oh, they don't really even care about the repercussions of using party sync. And it seems like they're not only like they don't care about it, but they like are fully supporting you doing every weird thing that you possibly can with it. So if they allow that, then why wouldn't they allow you to experience this expansion in the way that I have experienced it these 8 episodes? I think it would be the best idea they could possibly make. So hopefully that they will continue with that. If not, if they don't, then it makes you like we saw it kind of with the Cataclysm one, where that Thrall quest was not scaling at all, even though it was in the zone, and I don't know if that's bugged or not. We realistically should probably go and check. Maybe I'll do that off screen, but either way, or maybe we'll do it at the very end if I can remember. I probably won't, just a heads up, but yeah, that's that. So I really had a lot of fun with this. We're going to finish Jade Forest. We'll see how long that takes, And that is going to be it one way or the other. So that is my summary. Two-handed enhancement shaman is actually like legitimately playable. Like it's not viable, of course. Like it's not something you're going to raid with, but it is perfectly possible to play the spec and enjoy yourself while leveling, especially. And even more so, it is perfectly possible to deal decent damage with it too. Like I am actually very impressed by the amount of damage that this spec was able to put out. So we're gonna do this quest here, but I mean there's a bunch of mobs here. I don't know what's going on. This guy is attacking them and killing them, I guess. Alright. This area is not necessarily my favorite area, but it is pretty cool. And there's a lot of like it sets up the conflict with the Mogu. I feel like if it wasn't for this little area here, I don't think Mogu would even be introduced until... When would Mogu first be introduced? I don't know. This is like the first time you see Mogu. And also we tested herbing and mining while leveling. We didn't do a lot of it, but as you see, it does scale up with your level, so that's pretty good. I feel like we have to kill this rare. He's kind of in the way, so let's get to it. Might as well pop it all. Can't be that bad. He's got a lot of health, but just like all the other rares, as long as you deal with the mechanics, typically he doesn't do that much damage to me. Void cloud, let's see how that works. There's a giant purple cloud on the ground. And we aggroed something else, so that's usually a big problem for us. Good if he could move. Oh, he's got like a wand or something. He just did like a ranged ability. The void cloud is probably the bigger concern. We need to cut him back towards the house there if we're gonna kill him properly. Or just try to stun that, but realistically it doesn't stop him from casting it, you know. Oh yeah, he's definitely putting it down where I was, so we want to bait it and then move effectively instead of what I've been doing. Oh, another thing that we also learned while we were playing this spec was a lot of the timing that you get these spells I feel like is quite poor. Now, associate of mine, Juggalo, he is a very heavy leveler, let's put it that way, he does a lot of leveling. And he agreed a lot about it with Warrior, and I haven't really played Warrior properly, but if it's anything like this, I could totally agree. It's like spells that are very iconic to the class you get, like basically the end of the leveling process. Which I'm not going to say it's a problem, but it's kind of like if you just gave Bloodlust at 40. Like I think Bloodlust is the big one. Bloodlust is definitely the big one because it's like, well, you had Bloodlust at 70 or whatever, right? Like when do you get it in BFA? It's definitely earlier than the equivalent level now, right? Surely. There's no way you get it this late. Like you basically right now the equivalent would be like you getting it at 100. Hello. Or no, 110 actually. Basically right before, well, more like 105. Let's say that. Right before you're done leveling, before the big, like the new expansion starts, that's when you would get it. So I definitely don't think that's where it should be, honestly. I don't know why they would limit it, but I would have to see when hunters and mages get it, because realistically if they get it at the same level, then I guess that's just a conscious decision that they're trying to make. And you know, I understand if that's what they're going for. Okay, we killed that rare. Gave 3,000 experience, so that's not bad at all. We still got this guy hanging around though. Yeah, let's put this. I have done a lot of. I don't have any weapon, literally anything up right now. What's going on? It's counter-striking that mob over there, but it's not actually doing damage to anybody. I guess that's why he's doing it, because he's auto-attacking this farmer for 0 damage, so it's still counting. Anyway, I have done Enhancement Shaman, like two-handed leveling in BFA and in Legion as well, actually. And it's definitely not any more fun then than it is now. But they did lose a couple spells that if I had them here, they would be ridiculously good. So the spells that they do have are actually quite they're quite powerful. They do have a lot of power as a two-handed Enhancement Shaman, even though they literally can't use most of their spells. Like, well, it's not most, it's just 2 of the most important spells they could have. It'd be like not having Blood Boil and Death Strike, basically, is Death Knight. Like, you can't really play the spec without those 2 spells, but you can still kill things without them, of course. So it was a test of patience along the way, really. And I mean, it still kind of is. But realistically, with everything up, I do just as much damage as anything. Like, I I'm not really sure. I haven't leveled a character on the alpha besides these challenges. But like the kill time seems really good. I mean, with everything up, it's like really like under 30 seconds to kill a mob. So I don't see why that's a problem. Like what do you think? It's going to be under 10 seconds or something with full gear? It's possible, I guess, but I don't know. It depends a lot on the ways the scaling works. For me, I'm a big fan of the scaling and the whole situation, keeping it equally difficult the whole time. But since we did a lot of dailies, I wouldn't really say it was equally different. Like, if we kept questing the whole time, we would have a lot more player power right now too. So that's another thing. Luckily, another big thing to consider here is that the only reason we were able to get this far and do this easily, probably, is because Enhanced Shaman was able to buy a weapon from the vendor. We got almost no BOEs. In fact, I don't think I got a single BOE weapon. Typically, when I did do this, I relied on BOEs. But now that I've done it a few times, I think I would just probably maybe buy weapons on the auction house. The problem is typically buying weapons on the auction house at low level are really difficult to do because people only sell things for transmog. They don't sell them for people to buy it. So it's like, think about it, if like it's a level 15 weapon, a level 15 is not going to be able to afford it because it has nothing to do with it being a level 15 weapon, why they're selling it. It's not like Classic or other expansions where the gear was the gear and that was why people would buy it. Now they buy it for the transmog, so that's the only problem. But it's a really cool concept to maybe dump a couple, maybe even like up to like 100,000 gold on this, to be honest, if you can buy a fun and strong weapon to level with. I don't know, it's a bit ridiculous to say that out loud, but it was a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun, and luckily I was able to buy these weapons. If it wasn't the case, I don't think I would have been able to, wow, 1,000 crit, there you go. So I just crit for 1,000, thanks to, wait, I didn't even have Sky Fury Totem up, that's crazy. A little bit of luck. The main problem that this spec is suffering from is that Maelstrom weapon just doesn't seem to be functioning properly. I'm not really sure what's going on with it, but it definitely, wait, how does this work? It definitely doesn't seem to be working the way the spell says it's supposed to work. And things like Feral Spirits and Lightning Shield don't seem to be working at all either. Like they're not giving me what they said they're supposed to give me. So if that's the case, I can only imagine it's some kind of alpha bug. Or more so, it's probably because they recently changed. They recently changed how these spells actually work. So now that they work differently, I suppose it's probably different. But just kind of feel good to be back to doing regular quests, though. As much as I like doing the dailies, they were very like very on rails. That's probably why I didn't like them in the first place, and probably why I like WoW quests so much better, because they're a lot more dynamic. There's a lot more variety. Really, other than, I mean, even some of the ones we did today were really boring, but other than like the Cloud Serpent ones, I didn't really enjoy. Like, I wouldn't say that they were bad, but I could understand why I didn't like doing them in the past, but I am surprised that I didn't like doing them as much as I didn't like doing them, because I find it hard to believe that no matter what state my character was in back then, he would have done less damage than this character is doing to these mobs, and I'm still able to kill them very, very fast. Like, I was still able to do all the dailies in like a few minutes each, you know what I mean, individually. And that is without, like, I basically tried not to use flying as much as I could. I did have to use it quite a lot. Typically, if you ever watch me do a leveling challenge, quote unquote, I try never to use flying for the buff, but, you know. It's funny because I did know flying at all in Cataclysm, and even in Hyjal, which was said to be not possible without flying. I spent a lot of time working on not flying in Cataclysm. But in MoP, it's a whole different entity altogether, because I feel like it's not really possible to get anywhere with the amount of damage we're doing and not having flying. I guess is probably the best way to put it. Like, I could easily go through the entire expansion without flying, especially when leveling, but the dailies that I was doing are just, it's just not possible to do some of them without flying. Like, it's possible. Like, let's make it very clear what I'm trying to say here. It's certainly possible. But the reason I talk about it being impossible is because the mobs would respawn so quick. The mobs respawn so quick that by the time I killed 3 of them, the first one's back. And that makes it extremely, extremely difficult. Like, not necessarily difficult, like, you know, can I do this or can I not do this? but it's like, can I bring myself to do it? You know what I mean? It makes it extremely difficult for me to want to do it, I guess is the point. Whereas when I was doing the Cataclysm stuff, I didn't like, I knew that part of the challenge was going to be travel, and I was actually very happy to overcome that challenge. So when you take that out of the equation, it becomes more about tedium and kind of patience than actual skill. That's not the kind of challenge I go for. I know a lot of people do go for a challenge like that. You look at like Kaizo, that whole brand of challenge has basically been about patience and frustration instead of actual difficulty. But for me, I don't particularly like that. I'd much rather a challenge where I could think around the challenge, I could make the right decisions and win because of the challenge. And that's kind of why I like, you know, endgame PvE, because a lot of the times there's a lot of different solutions. I feel like the game's very creatively rewarding for those solutions. Like, you know, we always have these arguments about ways to play your class and right versus wrong in that, and my argument is always there's never a right versus wrong. There's just what you feel like is best for you. And I feel like this is kind of the same situation with the leveling challenges I do, because of course if you took this serious, you would probably have mathed out every specific way to play, and either way nobody would ever do it on such a stupid idea like this without wearing a second one-hander and all that. But still, the fact that it's possible, I think is like an enjoyable, creative solution to having fun in the game. You know? That's the way I would look at it, but I'm not sure how we even got on that topic. Either way, there is a lot of potential here, and even as vastly hindered spec, I still had a lot of fun. So like my main leveling challenges in the past were, the main one that I think like my claim to fame was that I really found love with was the naked leveling challenge. I really enjoyed that, and that's probably the one that I think I would go back to for challenge purely the most. In fact, I look at one of the things that happened in that leveling challenge as actually the hardest thing I'd ever done in any video game. It required such precision and such, like, it was insane, and there was very little luck involved. There was very little outside of my control, let's put it that way. That was a brilliant combination of the class I was playing, but also the way the content was designed. So if that kind of thing is replicated at all in a similar naked leveling class challenge, I would probably do that all the time. But typically that's not the case. You know, if you're playing like a naked hunter, it's not that challenging. There's not as many decisions to make. It's a lot less. There's a lot less going on. Let's put it that way. So, but yeah, naked outlaw rogue, maybe the most interesting thing I've ever done in the game outside of max level content. And of course, we also did some other leveling challenges, like the Nomad leveling challenge. I did a couple. I like the concept of having to, like, you know, if I want to wear gear, I have to be self-sufficient. I have to find the gear myself, or I have to make the gear. I really enjoyed doing it on the Paladin, which I don't think anybody has ever actually seen any of this, because I never finished it and I didn't want to upload one without it being over. This one's an exception, of course, because I am not, you know, I don't care about this character. I'm not doing it just for the challenge. I'm just leveling on the alpha to test leveling on the alpha, and along the way doing a challenge. So, but yeah, that, if you ever do see it, if it's ever public, I had a lot of fun with that. It was actually really, really, really engaging. Crafting all your gear as a paladin, you know, through classic, basically using party sync. The big problem with it was that I didn't realize that party sync was doing what it was doing for the challenge. So a lot of the times I was like, I can't believe how easy this is. This is great. This is insane. It's so good. But in reality, it was only because party sync was doing what it was doing. Like, if you've ever done party sync, you would probably, hopefully, have seen that if you have even a single item on in that slot, regardless of if it's for your spec, like you could have like a cloth intellect piece on as a, you know, as a warrior, it's gonna give you a set amount of stats, party sync is, from like a templated stat spreadsheet kind of thingy, you know what I mean? So it kind of ruined the whole purpose. That's what ultimately made me stop for a little while. But I would still like to finish it, because now I would like to take that character into actually difficult content, like no more party sync. Basically what I was trying to do was I was trying to stay in classic for as long as possible so I could make as much gear as I could. And that's ultimately what I did on the Warlock playthrough as well. Stayed in TBC as long as I could. Same thing, not published, but someday we'll finish it. Yeah, in the end, you kind of sacrifice some of the challenge for just being interesting. So that's kind of, so that gets solved in Shadowlands, right? In Shadowlands, I could stay in Classic 1 to 60, or well, yeah, actually I could with Party Sync, but realistically 1 to 50. And I could wear only gear that I craft. It won't be scaled down. I could actually craft it and make it even stronger. So I don't know exactly how the crafting system is going to end up working. I did make a video on it, but realistically, it's probably not finished. So we'll wait to say more until we've seen it be finished, that is. But yeah, assuming it works the way I think it's going to work, the naked or the Nomad leveling challenge is actually even better in Shadowlands than it is in BFA. So I could easily see myself doing another one of those. But yeah, I don't know, just leveling in weird ways. On the alpha, what we've had a lot of fun doing so far, I've not done a lot of it yet, but I will be doing more, is leveling without a spec. If you haven't seen that, the DK do that I made a DK do that, it would be worth your watch even just to see it for a minute and give your thoughts on it, because it takes additional damage. I just don't really understand like if it's intended or not. But you could effectively have no spec, and I think it is intended, because the way the game works now with this separate talent tree. So basically, you see, you have 2 different talent trees. This one is just called Shaman. So this is what if you had no spec, it would say you're an initial Shaman, which is obviously just like probably a temp name, or maybe something that needs more polish. I don't know, but yeah, you could actually level without taking a single. Like you could not be an enhancement, Ellie, or Resto Shaman. You can just be a Shaman, not pick one of those, and level the whole way. That's what I did in the Death Knight. The problem is, some classes have way more spells in that book than others, and Death Knight was one of them that had way less. I was very, I pretty much was surprised how little I got, and I kind of wasted my time doing it. I wanted to do Death Knight because I thought that DK would be a good, fun one to do on the channel, you know what I mean, because it's my main. And people might recognize it as like, oh, that's interesting, he's playing a Death Knight while leveling on the alpha, let's watch. And it did work out. There's actually a lot of views on some of the videos, but either way, it was actually significantly faster what I did in that video when I took no spec and played as the best that I could with that no spec than what I've done here.
What do you need?
But still, I don't know what to think about that. That's neither here nor there, I think, but I don't know what to think about that. All I know is there's a lot of fun potential ways to be leveling on the alpha, so I'm pretty excited to see what it looks like. And I definitely think, honestly, I might do one of these like every weekend from now on, especially if there's any class changes. The main ones I still want to do are, I want to do an undead. I want to try out the undead. I want to see like what an undead looks like with the new character customization features. That's another big reason why I'm doing it, because I really like kind of seeing the character customizations in action. I would like to do a undead, a blood elf with like the high elf theme and colors, and I would also like to do a mage, like classes now. So priest and mage have like a really good base kit without any talents and spells. Oh, and the other interesting thing about the whole situation was that like you still have talents. Any talent that is universally for all 3 specs also seems to appear on the talent tree of something that has no actual specialization. So like for Death Knight, I was able to get Death Pact at level 40. I didn't test it on Shaman or any other class since. Oh, actually I did. I tested it on a Warrior. I got a Warrior to 15, and it had double time on one row, and I can't remember what else on another row, but I bet there's some classes that you could actually make multiple choices on. So it's interesting. The other problem is PvP talents. We got no PvP talents, which is kind of crazy. So I can't believe how much slower this was. I think it was just because I did the dailies and literally just traveling around the continent constantly. Traveling around MoP is actually really slow. Let's put it that way. That was probably the biggest thing that held me back. But in reality, it was probably the dailies more so. When you're literally doing quests that are just 4 quests and then you have to travel halfway across the planet again.
Farewell.
Not maybe the best way to level ramp. Hey, where is this? Oh, the guy like comes down or something, doesn't he? No, he's just up there. Whatever, we'll just fly up there. Tien Monastery is something that I wish I could have spent a little bit more time on. Oh, we got a real talent now. Feral Lunge, one last new talent, but I don't even know where to put it, honestly. I think I'm just gonna get rid of Lightning Bolt at this point, because I almost never use it.
Tell me of your travels. Travel safe.
Oh, and a new PvP talent too. Okay, yeah, well, Thunder Charge would be good, but man, I'm actually running out of slots for spells here. No, we're gonna have to throw it down because it's pretty strong. Put it there, yeah. So I think the way to play it, let's see. Charging you and your target's weapons. The cooldown recovery rate of all abilities increased. So I don't know. I have to use it and see. Do you want to use the spell during it, or do you want to use the spells then use it? I don't actually know. Why am I getting oranges? What's that? A single quest to get oranges. Okay. Let's see if when I use it, the PV or the talent, whatever, like it changes. Like I don't actually know how it's meant to work, so let's see. So it's currently a 40-second CD. You can't really see it, but yeah, 45-second CD. It is still a 45-second CD, so I guess it only works if things are on CD. So basically, you want to use it. You want to use all your spells, and then what are these guys killing the things? You want to use all your spells, and then use the ability. I just realized there is a minimum range on Feral Lunge. It's kind of surprising to me. Game's performing poorly again for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I see the timer's ticking faster now. That's interesting. But realistically, there's not like much of a purpose to use it unless these two things are on CD, basically. Then it will help me get them back up quicker. I mean, all of a sudden, we're actually getting procs on Maelstrom Weapon. What's going on here? See, it actually brought Frost Shock back up. Frost Shock, yeah, look at that. I just used Frost Shock like 3 times in the window that I'd normally only be able to be used once. That's cool. So yeah, both of these totems. This like spec is now from like 40 to 50 if I had more time. 40 to 50 would actually be really fun. Unfortunately, if you haven't been able to tell, I'm out of time for this. I don't want to bring this over multiple weekends. And tomorrow's Tuesday, so got to get back to reality. But yeah.
Welcome.
If I had more time, I think 40 to 50 would actually be really engaging. If only they had Bloodlust. Bloodlust plus this, oh my god, would it be so good. Okay, speak with High Elder Cloudfall. Over here.
You are most welcome.
I'd like some introductions.
Cooldown.
Presumably there'll be some, maybe voice acting. Let's start with the 3 who sit behind me. Before you sits Instructor Miang. She will be responsible for teaching you the most practical fighting techniques. It is said that before she joined our monastery, Miang defeated 100 ravaging Hosens in a single melee. You flatter me, High Elder. Those Hosens were weak, young, and unskilled. Any other Pandaren would have done the same. Damn. Flatter you. You were 8 years old. And a half, sir. Next we have Master Stonefist. He will be leading your sparring exercises. Master Stonefist is nearly unmatched in single combat. He once defeated 999 challengers in a row. The 1000th challenger cheated, he says. What? Cheated? I never cheat. Oh, that's funny. It's him. Finally, Instructor Zahn. His mastery of the very basics of combat have given him a nearly perfect fighting form. So on how many practice strikes do your students perform daily? 10,000 strikes every day. How many do you perform? 10,001. Damn, that's actually a good little... That's pretty cool. Luckily, High Elder no longer have to perform basic training. I find that I am happier when I am not exercising. Walk in, drink with me. Okay. This is such a great area. Upon this table, you see Spirit Sage Gauquin, the oldest member of our monastery, walking around the table. He has also seen many High Elders come and go. He also tends to take these celebrations very seriously. You may have noticed the Hosen and Jinyu among us. All are welcome here at the monastery, as long as they have the desire to learn. Damn, this is such a great area. This is the same for Alliance too, right? Finally, this is Groundskeeper Wu. Sleeping. Wu. Yes. Oh, he's just drunk. Forget it. This is Metro. He will be joining the other trainees. Oh, hello, Metro. Sleeping again. We'll be asking you to perform a few chores, nothing complex, just some tasks relating to the maintenance of our monastery. We are all reasonable. We are all responsible for maintaining our home, even the High Elder. See, I'm helping by picking up this full mug of ale that someone left on the ground. There's a spot right here for me, it looks like. Now that you're caught up, would you look at that? My cup is full again. It is good to be the High Elder.
You have the eyes of one who has traveled much.
Oh, I'm gonna get drunk and pass out, is that right? Another mug of ale for me. Everybody, oh man, that is such a cool. That is awesome. Man, that is a great quest. This freaking place, this expansion, man. Just something special. We're not going to read much more because I do want to get as much done as possible. That's probably another thing that we did in this that we didn't do in the DK. We didn't read a single quest, I don't think, in the DK. Well, actually, that's not true. Well, honestly, the most time we spent, most downtime we had was when we were doing that Cataclysm quest where we were doing the Thrall situation. That sparked this whole debate, honestly. That was like what started this whole conversation. Yeah, so an interesting problem, if you noticed it, I used the Thunder Charge ability, and it reduces the CD on Flame Shock, or no, well, so let's put it this way. The way this spell works now, Flame Shock and Frost Shock, they share a CD, technically, but they don't. They actually just incur a 6-second CD on the opposite Flame Shock. So now that's probably not intended, but in case it is, what that means is you might put Flame Shock up first, and with that Thunder Charge thingy especially, you might not be able to use, like, literally, watch. So watch. See now, Flame Shock is going to be up way before Frost Shock, and now the opposite. Frost Shock is going to be up way before Flame Shock. Like, I'm actually able to use 2 Flame Shocks before I would have been able to use a single Frost Shock because of that talent. And that would probably be the same with Ineffable Truth. Obviously, by the time that this is in, I assume that's not going to be in the game anymore. But regardless, anything that does function that way is something to keep in mind. But it's probably just a bug, to be honest. Because there's also another thing that lowers the CD on it, and that's haste. The more haste you have, you can't see because of the webcam, but it's 5.4 seconds, the spell, but it incurs a 6-second CD. So that 6-second CD should be, like, that shouldn't be the way it is, right? It should be a 5.4 second CD. Whatever the actual CD of the spell is, that's what it should be for both, yeah, you know, for both spells, basically. So, I don't know. Probably just a bug, but you never know. But it does make applying the opposite shock a bit complicated, especially if you had like a big haste proc or, yeah, I mean, actually a haste proc is probably a more realistic situation for this problem that I'm describing, because you probably are going to get like big haste procs along the way, right? Like if you got like a giant haste proc, this might cause a lot of problems with the spell, but who knows if it's intended or not, like I said.
Welcome.
We're actually doing really good damage now, though. A big part of it is thanks to Thunder Charge. Now that I finally have both totems, so actually, you know, if I could do this differently, this is what I probably would have did. I probably would have done Storm or Counter-Strike totem first, then Thunder Charge, because it would have helped, I think, really balance out the rotation a lot when I had very few spells. And now that I have a full repertoire of spells, now I would take Sky Fury Totem. Because now, you know, there's a much more realistic chance to crit with something that matters instead of just auto attacks were pretty much 50% of my DPS uptime before.
Enough of that. Until next time.
We have another quest to turn in over here for some reason. Oh, that's because we have to, like, report. I see. We have to, like, report to these guys, and they're going to give us quests. Got a lot of quests here. So we'll do them all. We're 40 already. How close to 40 were we when we started the... I don't remember. It would make sense that... Oh yeah, we have to buy something. It would make sense that leveling through dailies was a very bad idea because... What's he want me to buy them? You're stealing my inventory, aren't you? Yes. Don't make me stand up. I'll do it, I swear. I'm about to stand up. Here I go. He doesn't care, I guess. Oh, okay, who am I kidding? You're a one wily thief. Is that the one we need? We need one of these. Oh, we need 3 of these. It's funny, you just literally walk up there and steal his stuff and he doesn't care. That's a funny... Actually, they have a nod at that in Legion too, don't they? Mm-hmm. In High Mountain, there's a guy who like literally will not let you... There's like an item that you could just steal, but he won't let you do it. You have to buy it from him.
White Tiger watch over you. Until next time.
What's this now? Boiling Cauldron? Oh, that quest. I remember that. Where do you get it from? I don't know. Kind of doing this all over the place, so we'll see. I have to go to different areas and challenge different people or something. Definitely don't use that ability like I just said. That's the complete opposite of how I should use it. Like, wait, dodge? What? Oh. Evading all spells. Let's see. It's like, how the hell did he dodge that ability? Anyway, I used it like before I pressed all my abilities. That's what I thought I needed to do, but that's the opposite of what you need to do. For sure. Basically, it'd be better to just put them all on cooldown and then use it, even if you don't plan on getting anything out of it. Because, like, the sooner they're back up, the better it is, right?
Speak up.
Probably not do these in such a haphazard fashion. But it's hard to tell what's what, honestly. What's this? No. Over there.
Do you hear the river's song?
I don't hear the river song, unfortunately. Where is it? Is it coming up? Need a weak aura to track the duration of that ability, though. Lightning crash. But you see that situation with Flame Shock baits me into not putting it back up a second time, and it really, I have to like actually pay attention. A couple of sessions ago I was talking about it out loud and it was making it easier for me, but realistically it should be, I think every third shock should be Flame Shock. Yeah, I just never do that.
Welcome. There is no hurry.
Enhance is like the perfect class for an ability like this, though, honestly. An ability that reduces cooldown recovery rate, because like literally they have just a ton of small CDs. And I don't know if that's true in BFA. Like, I feel like it might not be. I feel like in BFA it might not actually be that way. But yeah, they have like a bunch of under 1 minute CDs, and again, a lot of this is PvP talents, of course, but it does feel pretty good when you actually can spam some of these abilities. If only it lasted a little bit longer, I think it would be really powerful. Like basically, if it lasted a little bit longer, I think people would have actually taken it when it was the whatever it's called, the Conflict and Strife ability. Somebody talked about it though, Conflict and Strife plus
What do you need?
Ineffable Truth, because it made this more available too, right? So it's like pretty interesting. I might give that a try actually in the last minutes of Shadowlands, or the last minutes of BFA. Just get a bunch of Ineffable Truth on the Shaman and try the Conflict and Strife Major, because it's like, so then that's gonna be like a 30 or lower second CD. So you're basically gonna be constantly recharging somebody else's CDs as well as your own. That's the harder part, is making sure you pick the right person, I guess.
Slow down.
Yeah, I mean, if Enhanced Shaman works even anything like this at all, then CD uptime would be very, very high. In fact, it might be too high. That might be the problem. It might literally not even be possible to use all the spells in the order that you would have to use them in without wasting CDs on them.
Stay
Probably
focused.
the case, honestly. I don't know what's going on. Survive the melee. Oh, this might actually be hard then. If the word survive is in play, it's a bit scary. Thought they were gonna come substantially faster than that. That's unfortunate. This is actually like real mobs now. Just kidding? I don't know how the other guy died. How did that guy die? The guy that wasn't my target. How did he possibly die before the one that was my target? We're doing some real damage now though, guys. This is... I don't know if this is just meant to be this easy or what, but like, this is feeling pretty nuts. Of course, we have to actually get abilities to be useful, but all these small CDs are just so valuable. Crash Lightning is actually a good spell now. I feel like the whole Chain Lightning thing is going to be really good. You're going to be able to pump out some serious numbers with Chain Lightning, since you're going to be presumably getting more Maelstrom procs than I'm getting. I don't know what's going on. This is supposed to be this many mobs now. Yes. Looks like it. Rock Ellie doing his work.
Come, speak with me.
I feel like if I did that quest a while back, I would have just gotten destroyed. Don't need any of this, but we'll take it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What's this now?
What do you need? White Tiger watch over
Waxwood
you.
Tigers, okay. Oh yeah, I remember these mobs. Let's stop their trickery if you want. That's like insane. When I pop all this stuff, oh my god, we do real damage, man. These PvP talents are kind of carrying us, but still, it's still my damage. It's not like I'm using some item or trinket that I wouldn't normally have access to, like heirlooms, you know. That's like the people who do, I don't know, like that kind of thing. Like you just can't wear heirlooms if you want to have fun in leveling. I feel like because they give you so much artificial power that it's impossible to tell what is and isn't intended about the difficulty. Like the way I look at it is heirlooms just take all difficulty out of the game, but that's not necessarily true. Especially with, oh yeah, so this actually got brought up. Full disclosure, I had uploaded a few parts of this already. I wanted to have it all uploaded by now, but there's something wrong with the processing on some of the parts, so I had to wait. But anyway, let's take a look at heirlooms. Somebody actually asked on one of the, yeah, see, it's still that way. Eye level 45, but 0 experience gain, and maybe it would change once I take it out of the bag. Let's see. We'll make that ring. Take a look at it as soon as we kill this mob. Okay, where is it? Yep, still gives 0% less experience. And it's eye level 45, which is about what I'm getting now from quests, so it's arguably only slightly better, but of course, the fact that you never have to upgrade it is kind of the big part. That's the thing that I hate most about heirlooms, man. How many times have I talked about it over the years? But I just really hate that because it really bogs down the slot. You know what I mean? Like it makes it like, I literally don't care about my gear for 50% of the slots, basically. And that's just not fun. That's just not why I play WoW. I like mixing and matching my gear. Yeah, that is really, like, getting those extra frost shocks off is really nuts. Oh yeah, now we have to... Ah, but we could, Ghost Wolf makes it really easy. What happens if you get too far from it? Do you lose it? You're supposed to be, like, really slow, I think, aren't you? Oh, maybe not. Maybe I was thinking of a different quest. You have to take this all the way back to him, which is not the order we should have did it in. Really approaching this in like a haphazard manner, honestly. Just kind of, oh, I see something, go, 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 go. This is not the right way either. Seemingly, but I don't think it matters. I'm just gonna run as fast as I can, I guess, and not care if I lose it, but pretty sure I won't lose it. It just takes a while to get caught up. I think this was meant to slow you originally, because I don't remember it being like this. Yeah, see, like, you literally don't even have to, you can just run the whole time. That doesn't seem right. Bush leaf extract, what is that? So many quests, I can't, it's hard to tell what's what. Yeah, it makes interrupt slower or quicker too. I definitely have to try this. The whole concept with ineffable. Interesting concept. Wanted to play Enhancement Shaman anyway the whole time at some point. Throughout BFA, just never did it. I remember back even in Season 2 I got really good weapons for Enhance. And I said I was going to do it but never did it. What a whirlwind Season 2 was, man. Crazy. Before the taint of Classic enveloped the game. See, that is like, that's some good damage right there, right? Freaking kill it before the totems were even over. So that's about a 15-second combat. Probably like a little bit more than Maybe like a 20-second combat. I wonder if the spell increases the actual recharge rate on itself. I don't think so. Probably not. Actually, it might. It looks like it does, yeah. So it's already shorter than it looks. Makes me think that they might, like with Blood Decay and Ineffable, it was like bugged out or something. I don't know how to describe it. It was like not working the way it was supposed to, I believe. Like it was I don't know how to put it. It was like double dipping, I guess, with Red Thirst, and that was because Red Thirst already reduced the CD of something else. So it makes me think that that might happen again with that situation. I definitely have to give that a try. That's very interesting. And honestly, we could pull a big thing. If we have all of our CDs up, we can pull like mad shit. Damage, still, income is a lot, but other than that, we're good. Jesus Christ, holy shit. Literally, like, was waiting for that ability to come. I got baited because it looked like it was about to come out, but then, like, the duration of Thunder Charge ended. And that was that. I almost died. Wait, that's not true. It wasn't even up for that pack. I don't know. It sort of felt like it happened. Feels like I get more Wind Fury procs too when I have that up for some reason. I don't think that's how it works, but maybe. I've yet to use Feral Charge a single time, literally not once. All we don't even need to kill tigers anymore. We've been done with that. All we need is these plants or whatever. What's happening there? That plan is not working. It's gonna aggro. So that's like, frankly, pretty insane damage when you stack all these things together. That is a really, that's like a 10-second kill right there. We might have gotten lucky with crits or something, but that's a really quick kill for not using half of our spells. I mean, what would it even look like if we were actually using our full rotation? We wouldn't even be able to. We wouldn't possibly be able to do our full rotation. It would just die in 2 or 3 globals probably. Or more so, we would only use 2 or 3 spells to get that same result. Probably just be 2 Storm Strikes instead of Frost Shocks. Exciting. Exciting premises. That's a really quick kill. 5 seconds, yeah. That's a 10-second kill right there. Still having the totem and the wolves up that's a fast kill right there. Definitely feels like Maelstrom Weapon's like finally working the way it was supposed to this whole time. There we go, Feral Charge. First time we ever used it. I don't know if it actually does damage or anything, does it? Oh yeah, it does a little bit of damage. That's interesting. Dude, freaking, we are ripping open mobs now. This is insane. We're doing so much damage now. My god, if you only ever watch this part, god, Go watch like 2 parts before this.
Speak up.
I was literally like falling
Enough
asleep
of
on
it.
some mobs. There was, maybe it was like, yeah, 2 parts or 3 parts before this. I was doing this quest where you had to kill like 1,000 monkeys. Like literally, I had to kill like 50 monkeys to finish the quest. And about 20 monkeys in, I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna delete all these videos and not upload this. It was that boring, man. But now it's like insane. If I was doing that quest again, I'd be probably pulling 3 or 4 at a time and be
Slow
fine.
down.
Another pair of gloves.
White Tiger watch over you.
Unlucky, I feel like. So many different upgrades we could have gotten. Okay, well, we finished. There was like 3 dudes who were giving us quests. We finished 3 of them. Or 2 of them. Now there's only 1 guy left. Probably down in this pit, right? Ring of Balance, that's right. Oh, I remember this one, actually. Yeah, I remember this. You have to, like, press buttons in a certain order, otherwise you don't succeed. It's kind of a pain.
Enough of that.
Wait, can we... Yeah, we have to go down there and do it, right? See, it doesn't seem like I'm doing it wrong. I don't... What's wrong about that? I don't get it. Oh, it was the wrong button. That's the first thing. That animation is a kick animation. Yeah, I see. The first one was just too fast, I think. You want to do it in unison? Oh, for some reason that didn't work. I don't know why. See, like, how much, what do you want me to do it slower than that, I guess? I guess you have to do it after they do it. So once I see them do it, then I do it. It's odd. That's probably not supposed to be that way, but I feel like that's been that way the whole time. Like that's even back in 2012, it was like this. There's probably just like a bit of spell, like delay on the spell. So when I use it, it's like the animation happens faster than the spell is registered happening. So it makes it seem like I'm not in the right window, but I don't know why, like, you wouldn't just give like a 30-second window for the spell to interval, and as long as, I guess it's so you don't just randomly press the same spell over and over again and get lucky and get the quest done. That's actually probably why they did that. Well, we'll be 41 after this.
What do you need? Until next time.
I will tell you yellow commands for left or right. Huh? Oh, a training bag. Oh, we got Cap Totem finally. Jesus. What does he want me to do? Auto attack? The one that he's telling me to auto attack? This is the right, like, target, right? I don't know if that matters. As long as you're auto-attacking the right one, you're probably... You have to actually kill them, though. Maybe they don't actually take damage. Wait, right. Was I attacking the wrong one the whole time? Oh, yeah, I see. It has a aura on it. Somehow it seems like Maelstrom weapon's actually working now. Not sure what's happened. Maybe it has something to do with hitting so many targets so frequently in these last few mobs, but actually getting 5 stacks of Maelstrom weapon, which like literally never happened before. It used to be like 5 or 6 mobs in a row before we'd ever get enough stacks. That's all. Oh, you know what? That's also because I'm not using the spell as often now that I have all the other access to damage. That's a big part of it for sure. But that is the only thing that is kind of, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing about this talent and spell. These two talents. It's like, I feel like if you're not, I don't know, they don't really go well together, unfortunately. But they go well, like, in this context, because it's literally all I have, damage-wise. Like, I have so few spells that it doesn't really matter. I just have to use them on CD and get what benefit I can out of them. Really got to keep Flame Shock up. I don't know why I'm not doing it. This freaking takes a while, huh? This allows me to keep multiple Flame Shocks up a lot easier, though, this talent. I could easily see, like, we were talking about this in a couple sessions before, but Shock and Awe, the add-on that used to help you with rotation as Enhancement Shaman, I could easily see that coming back now that there's so many more decisions to make in the rotation. I mean, I have to assume there is, considering I'm using, like, probably, what, 50% of the spec? And I'm still having trouble keeping up with the decisions. It's mostly because I don't have weak cores and stuff, but... That took a while, but it was kind of fun. Fighting training dummies. It would not have, if I didn't have all these new spells, it would have been really boring. Oh yeah, that's it for our socketed belt that we got. Okay, what's next? Work to Heil their Cloudfall in at Tien Monastery in the Jade Forest. I can do that. He's up here? Not really sure. What's going on? It's like up here. Okay, let's just fly. Too much time wasting as it is. I see. He's back where we started. We got another item that we're not going to use.
May the red crane live forever.
Another celebration happening here, it looks like. Is that Tien Monastery done? Probably. Yep, that's 11 to 12. So what's left? This is it. Oh yeah, okay, now I know what this is. It's a start for this area here. It's just a bunch of Mogu shit. Yeah, I remember this. So we're basically done with the zone. Yeah, and that's kind of the end of our aspirations, to be honest. I hate to say that, but I don't really want to start a new zone when I only have a couple hours to play tonight. We're not going to get far enough in to do anything. Like, what would we do? We talked about doing Dread Waste, and that's a cool idea. Well, we'll not drop it down. Like, realistically, it's going to take us, like, probably, like, an hour to get to the dailies anyway, and then by the time I get there, it's going to be almost time to get off, so I don't know. I got about until 9 o'clock, so I got about an hour and a half. And, yeah, I think we'll just finish this up, and that's going to be we're going to have more satisfaction with that than probably 90% of the stuff I've done in the game in my life, man. It's kind of crazy. This has been a lot of fun, and it's really not... Like, it's just, I guess it's also because it's like a fresh perspective, you know. Shadowlands makes a lot of things feel new again. Shaman is one of them, for sure. Shaman as a class in general. But just these leveling concepts. I've always wanted leveling challenges, man. I've always liked the idea. I always wished that it was something that was, like, fully supported. But, of course, for the most part, nobody else agrees. I mean, I'm sure there's some people, but... I don't think people think of the leveling challenges as an actual challenge. They just want to level and get it done as fast as possible. They're not there looking for challenge. I'm a very different player in that way, obviously. But I shouldn't actually be killing these. We're meant to be helping these mobs, not killing them. That's actually a bit of a problem because I can't really stop from AoEing now. I have 2 spells that are going to do AoE passively now by accident. We'll just go further. I think they're not fighting the whole time over here. Yeah, see there's some that are just standing there. Yeah, that's some good damage right there. I mean, come on. Seriously, if you watched like 4 hours ago in this playthrough, it's insane how much better this is. Yeah, there's not actually that many mobs that are not attacking things. Looks like we're just gonna have to deal with attacking multiple things. Oh shit, what the fuck? Okay, random Zandalari War Scout has joined the fray. Okay, definitely Rock Ellie. I mean, these mobs still have a ton of health, no matter if they're under-leveled or not. I mean, I guess technically we could probably drop threat and run, but it's probably not going to happen at this point, so let's just try to kill it, I guess. Just gotta stay healed, that's all. Realistically, that's a fear if I remember correctly. Realistically, oh, we have Cap Totem too. Realistically, Earth Ellie is going to tank for most of this, so as long as we actually get value out of that. Oh, he's not going to, certainly not going to be dead by the time Rock Ellie's dead. That's the only problem. Wow, that was a lot of damage. I don't have Tremor either still, that seems weird to me. Yeah, it definitely feels like there's some interaction that's actually like picked up now with Maelstrom Weapon. I'm getting way more Maelstrom Weapons, I feel like. Again, maybe it's just something to do with the way I've rotated the spells differently, but I don't think it is, honestly. Possible, I suppose, but I don't buy it. That freaking sprite's just like, what's going on in this channel? It's funny. So like, why did all of a sudden I just get a ton of stacks? Is it because I'm fighting so many mobs? It could be that finally, I got a sprite too. Finally, Lightning Shield is actually working properly, because it didn't seem to have been the whole time. I'm in some trouble now. I feel like we're taking a lot of damage, and I don't really know why. Just no longer have Rock Ellie out. We might lose this at the last second. It looks like we're going to. Try to get some healing off. Yeah, there's just no way. It's just too much damage. And we're gonna get hit by that. Unfucking believable. 400 damage left. Unbelievable. Okay, well, I don't want to fight that. There's no reason to even kill it. It was just, the outcome is the same. It was a waste of time regardless. Whether or not we did that extra 400 damage or not is completely irrelevant. I don't know if like hard casting lightning bolt's ever the play. Probably not, right? I can't imagine it is, but you never know. No, I think you do know. It's probably never the play. You're meant to use your Maelstrom weapon procs on it, but I'm not getting enough of them to use it regularly. Probably the same way with that spell. Using that like just cold like that is kind of not now that I actually have, like, if I had spells in the rotation the whole time, wasn't just relying on auto attacks and Wind Fury shit, it probably would never have been the play. But feels like it's kind of worth it in big AoE like this. Not big, but more than 3 targets does kind of feel like I should just Chain Lightning, as it buffs the potential of whatever it's called, Crash Lightning. Plus it, of course, consumes Maelstrom stacks, which is helpful for more AoE damage with Hailstorm. I feel bad about killing these sprites, but they're in the way. They're not gonna de-aggro, so I might as well just get myself out ahead of the situation and kill them as fast as possible. Alright, that's it. Turn it in. Of course, now there's a spare Mogu walking around. I feel like a lot of this was... Wait, what's going on? Oh, it's just an automatic turn in, I see. I feel like a lot of this Mogu stuff was kind of just jammed in here to try to make them into the bad guys. And that's what I was saying about the Golden Lotus area. I think that was the last episode we did. The Golden Lotus area is kind of that same way. It feels like they're kind of just jammed. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, it didn't really feel very good, to be honest. Like, it's kind of aggro. Don't know what's going on with that. Seemingly they die. It's a good thing. But yeah, it just didn't really, like, it made sense for the first 6 months of the expansion, then it made no sense at all, I feel like. So that's probably why they got rid of all that Golden Lotus stuff. These are literally just run around and click a statue. I thought some of them might come to life, like in the Gulai Halls there. So many buttons to press when you have that spell up, though, honestly. Where'd the mob go? He's up there now. Need to actually use Feral Charge. The problem is there's so many ranged globals that I need to do that it doesn't even feel like it's worth it going into Feral Charge. Is this guy gonna actually do, like, serious damage? No. No, the answer is no. It's like, man, it's quite intense with all these spells. It's great. I guess I kind of got lulled to sleep before I got all this stuff. Getting to 40 has changed everything about this. This is like a completely different playthrough now. It's really insane. It's a completely different playthrough now. And I still have to track all this stuff, which I probably have been doing very poorly today as well. Yes, pointless putting that down. That was stupid. But it doesn't matter. I'm no longer like hard reliant on it. What do we need? One more mob and then that's it. This is actually interesting though now with this. Of course, this again, this is a PvP talent. I don't know why I keep talking about it like it's something that's going to change the class. This is a PvP talent, and they should make it not a PvP talent, I think. But it's actually quite interesting having Totem Mastery have higher uptime now. Because the difference, like the old Totem Mastery was completely different. Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't have to turn them in anywhere specific. Okay, we're about to be done with the zone, guys. This is the last quest, if I remember correctly. I don't know why I'm in combat. Probably because I ran by mobs that were in combat with each other. It's probably the case. What will we leave on the table in this playthrough? Yeah, Wind Fury Totem, that's a big one. Obviously, that's not going to do anything. It's going to have almost no impact. That, oh wait, reduces the cooldown of Crash Lightning too. Oh, that's quite good then. So that one's pretty good, but again, that's level 52, so we won't get that during this playthrough. So yeah, really nothing. We're not going to actually get anything. Not a thing that we would have actually wanted to use. We've got it all now. We've seen everything that we're going to see. How does this work? We have to kill these or something, don't we? Oh, it's gonna be easier said than done, isn't it? I didn't even think about that. See, this is the only problem that this playthrough is presented. We do so much damage with these PvP talents that if they're not applicable, we kind of suck. Like, hard suck, honestly. Like, look at this. I can't stop these from getting there. I mean, I could if I used things like that, but... It's like I can't actually kill these in time. We're so reliant on the totems. We could stun them. Yeah, that's about it. Just kind of whittle them down. Who's this guy? Well, now we actually have something to use the totems on. Oh, I'm accidentally in Ghost Wolf form. Whoops. See, it's kind of fiddly, man. The keybinds are awkward. Definitely not used to staring at the bars this much. I'm just sitting here waiting for my AoE damage to come back up. Yeah, we did it. Kill this guy before we turn the quest in, I assume that's what we should do. Wait, where's the quest get turned in? What happened? Easy. What century is this? Great question. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's a lot more. What the? Okay. There's another rare over here too. I hope it's not a friggin' Warbringer again. It's just a regular rare. Yeah. Okay. try to skip any rares, frankly. That was the wrong ability to use there. A lot of like moment-to-moment decisions to make now, especially since we're pulling bigger. It's crazy, man. It really is. Dude, we're still in combat, by the way. Good thing I didn't want to mount up. No, that's... I tapped to the other target to try to interrupt. That's funny. Oh shit. That's really bad. Okay, we're gonna have to rock Ellie here. Just aggroed a bunch of yellows that I didn't realize were there. Hailstorm like stacks though as well. So if I use multiple, so I'm definitely getting, I feel like I'm definitely getting more Maelstrom weapons. It's like if I can consume multiple multiple stacks, it'll keep piling up. But of course you have to actually consume stacks for it to happen, but you can pay attention on your own if you want to see it. Wait, oh, what were we supposed to do? Oh, Jesus. We're supposed to do this. Not kill him. We were supposed to do that. Still can't believe RTX Horseman. Friggin' like loud ass ambulance driving by and Mike's not even picking it up. Maybe a little bit, but it was very loud. In the old days people would be complaining like crazy about that. It's a hell of an interesting couple months. This might have been the most strangest couple months I've ever seen. Our inventory is full. Is that a problem? Might be. Might as well throw it down. One last hurrah. Still need Jade Kong, and Pungent Ritual Candle. Better stop killing the Mogu because obviously we've killed way too many of those based on the other progress we're at. I always try to keep them the same. It's kind of like bursting or whatever, bolstering as well on Mythic Plus. The more equality there is between the progression, the better. You want them all to die at the same time so you don't waste any extra time. Oh, this shit's up here, so I guess we're not going to get away with... Actually, yeah, one of the things is that by that rare, yeah, so... Unfortunately, we're not going to get away with... Oh, wow, this is a lot of mobs. Holy shit. Okay, this will be the most challenging pack I think we've done. But I think we're up to it. We got everything up. Gotta actually move out of that, which I failed to do. Just don't have any actual defense, it's the problem. We're freaking carving them up, but we die, yeah. I grabbed a bunch of the other things too. You didn't really kill anything. Really need to not aggro these yellow mobs. It's the biggest issue. We do a lot of damage. We're still kind of glass cannon though. I'm not really sure why. I guess that's just enhanced shaman. I mean, what else is it at this point? It's not like the spells I'm not using give me healing or something. Just kind of enhanced shaman. This is what we were talking about from the get-go. Now we got to kill the rare though. Unfortunately, didn't expect to be doing this. Have to separate him first, I think. Actually, maybe we don't have to kill it. Let's try not to. Very possible that we won't have to, I feel like. That was a bit risky. Considering I used the spell like 3 times total, that was probably not the third time to use it. If it was gonna be pulled, it was gonna be because of that. But on the bright side, I think we did just confirm that we don't have to pull it. Looks to be that way. Okay, where do we turn him in at? Back here? This is an interesting area. I see what this is now. Terrace of the 10th Image. I forgot. I was like, man, that is really like back there. It's like back where we started. It's on the opposite side of where we started, basically. So it's kind of confused. Oh, wait, what? Oh, we still need one more ancestor. Okay. Let's go do that, I guess, quick. There's plenty where we just fought, so... shouldn't have to kill anything else. Is there more? Is this it? 3 quests. We're not even gonna get to 42, are we? Yeah, unfortunately. Relatively close if there's even one more quest. Yeah, there's one more. 2 more. Oh, this is like further down this area, huh? Hide Mist Cap? Was that something on the ground? There's like beasts down here that are getting affected somehow. I don't really understand what's even going on here. I should have paid more attention, but... like the Mogu... this is like Mogu Ruins? That's what they like come back and they're like, hey, we're back! We're back, motherfucker! Don't you ever forget. We have to kill the beasts, I think. Yeah. And we use the... it's kind of unfortunate because our health is not going back. Oh wait, we've already forgotten? Oh, we have to just throw it. Oh, peaceful beast spirit. It's a bear, but that's fine. That was not what we were fighting a minute ago, a bear. Yeah. Oh, we didn't. Fuck, man. See, I suck at this kind of quest. I really do. To get this done before they go away. Oh, what? So you have to kill another thing? This is probably like the worst possible quest for me because I very scatterbrained in my focus in WoW at times. And obviously killing extra stuff, not great for what we're doing. Even though we're actually pretty good. This one's already been done, right? I think. We'll try it though one more time. Maybe it's gonna stay. Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Pretty sure we've already soaked up that soul. I imagine it's staying because of the fact that we didn't loot it, right? So we were able to get a second use on that because we didn't loot it. Let's kill a few more. See if we can round up a few. Should be able to. Yep. Oh shit, we're fucking dead. What the hell? Dude, where does all this damage come from? I turn away from my health pool, or like I look away from my health pool for like a second and all of a sudden I'm dead. That's weird. Dude, this spec is just squishy as shit, I feel like. I mean, I don't know where the hell that damage came from. There's nothing, I mean, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing right now. There's not, it's not related to that. It feels like I have to constantly heal just to be able to fight 3 targets, and there's no way, other than killing things faster, there's no reason that I should be taking this much damage income. Gotta actually use Rock Ellie, but didn't think I would have had to there. Okay, already forgotten. Oh my god. Hopefully it does too. No. Let's see if we can get 3 out of it though. Maybe it'll bug again. That's a good bug in our favor. After all the bugs that we've seen against us, we'll take that one. Allowing us to do that multiple times. I have to assume because it's got to be because of the loot, right? I have to imagine that's the case. Hold on. Okay, anyway, finish that up. Okay. Okay, well we got that now. Could have used that a little bit ago. Protect Paizi during its... How are we still in combat? Like, what? I guess that's literally not going to expire, that combat. We're going to have to die to get that to drop. What's going on here? Oh, I see. It's like, defend him from what? I thought it was... Didn't we do a quest like that? Maybe that was the last time we leveled? We did a quest... Yeah, that was in Cataclysm. We did a quest where it's literally like, defend this egg in Hyjal, and it literally nothing happened. We just stood there and waited 30 seconds and it ended. No combat required. In a dancing glow, we see an empty bowl. We fill the bowl, it becomes our body. We rest. What? Listen, Nietzsche, shut the fuck up. Fear not the darkness of the world. We know it is but shadow cast by the glorious world beyond. Is that right? Actually, that's a pretty optimistic way of looking at the universe, but it's interesting. Shadow is only the light of... Darkness is only the shadow of something lighter. That's interesting. Can't have shadow without light, right? Finally, we'll see an end to this torture. Will we? You mean I'm finally gonna drop combat? Okay, that's actually the end of the wait, what's going on? Oh no, now we have to kill this guy. Pie back. I told you I'd have you Pie Z. You have set us back thousands of spirits today, but I'm gladly trade them all to see you bound. As for you, little shaman, face me in single combat. Alright, let's go. It's down here. Oh, did you hear that fall damage noise on the wolf? I never heard that. It's funny. What the hell? That's what we're actually supposed to kill? A lot of health. What the hell? Aren't we supposed to do something? I think there's like an actual like serious mechanic that's involved here. Your body. Get back to your body. Can do. Wait, what? Oh, you have to click it. It's not like in Visions. What are we actually doing here? Are we actually killing this guy? Oh god, is he really healing as well? Oh my god. Worst nightmare of a situation like this. Let's just use Rock LA for a little bit extra damage. It's like the worst nightmare in a situation like this when we deal so little damage. High health, low damage, and heals that we can't potentially deal with easily. Oh my god, that is so freaking far away. What the hell? Oh, it looks like the Rock LA kept that from being an issue. That's interesting. I don't know what he's doing. Kind of just walking around, casting regenerate. The time it literally just broke immediately. I think the Rock Ellie's keeping me in combat, or keeping him in combat, so he's not able to do it. Like breaking the second he tries to cast it, which is very nice. Probably shaved minutes off this kill. some weird bugs in MoP, though. I don't know if they're all related to the alpha or if they're... And now the wolves did it, too. Wow. Dude, that is so lucky. I didn't even do that on purpose. Although... Okay, I was going to say, maybe that's actually a bad thing in this case. Now we actually have to kill him. Immune. Why is he facing the wall? What the hell? Some of this stuff is so bugged, it's hard to understand if it's bugged because of alpha or not. The dude just literally staring at the wall, like what? Ah, he's got a lot less health, huh? His like stone Mogu thing was definitely a lot more healthy. Okay, that's that. Quest gets turned in over here. That's the end of the expansion, right? Or end of the Upjade complete. That is it, guys. What a spectacular day, honestly. We're still freaking combat. What a spectacular eight parts to a series that I think was maybe some of the most fun things I've ever done in a while, honestly. And I'm very much looking forward to doing it again. I think this leveling prospect and these potential challenges, like the fact that I was able to basically get this done in one weekend. And I mean, like, I'm not done, technically, but I don't know. The finishing was, like, it sounds like a great idea and all, but, like, I don't know, I just wanted to test mostly. So, we got a lot of it done. At worst, I think, like, even the slowest challenge would still be a 2-weekend affair. And, of course, if I had time to work on it during the week, this wouldn't even be a problem. But, yeah, by the next time I work on this again, it will be another alpha build. So if there's something new there, I would want to get started on it. So I'm going to call it here, and I think this was a lot of fun. I think hopefully you guys will agree, and I think we saw a lot of stuff. Really, like I recapped at the beginning of this episode, MoP has a lot of splendor in it, and I think you're going to find that if you decide to really immerse yourself in this Chromie time concept, you could have a lot of fun in a lot of different ways that aren't your average ways, like between the dailies and the other max level quest stuff. And we didn't do any scenarios, we didn't do any dungeons, we didn't do any pet battles, we didn't do, I mean, there's probably even other stuff. We didn't really kill many rares, we didn't really go out of our ways for any of the achievements, nothing like that. Like, you could effectively, I mean, I didn't even try to do any raids because the raids like don't work. You can't enter the raid. I tried to enter the raid, it said level 91 or something like that. So like, realistically, there might be some interaction with the raids. Who knows? Who knows? This is a very, 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 very high potential concept. And I, especially, considering how good the character looks now, I couldn't have had more fun. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. If you watched at all, you are a legend. This is a lot of content. We're probably going to do more of this in the future. So stick around. If you have any suggestions on what classes and combinations of things you'd like to see, let me know. I'm open to trying different, oh, what's that? Palm fruit, what the hell? Anyway, I'm open to trying different expansions, different ways to level, different things that we could do. But obviously, any group content can't do right now, hopefully soon in the future. We also really want to test party sync. So as soon as any friend of mine that I know to be interested in this concept gets in, we'll be able to test party sync, but that might be a while away. So thanks for watching. We're going to see you guys in the next one.